Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I am Vashan Brown. Agriculture Minister Pernell Charles Jr. says the government is zoning in on boosting the local manufacturing and agro-processing industry. While speaking at the official launch of the Sagicor Manufacturing and Agro-Processing Loan Facility, Mr. Charles Jr. said funds have been earmarked to support the value-added industry.
The government has its agro-business cold chain project where we're pumping through the grant more than $1 million US into the pre-cooling facilities that will assist in terms of this innovation and expansion of agro-processing. You know that the Factories Corporation of Jamaica as well is building out spaces even down in Clarendon and across the country where we will invite persons to make their investment and we will build out infrastructure for, again, agro-processing facilities. So the government is serious and we're not just talking about it. We have already started to make the allocations and to execute in terms of providing the infrastructural space and support for agro-processing to be as much as it can be in Jamaica.
Meanwhile, head of Sagicor Bank, Charvel Johnson Campbell, says the loan facility will allow local manufacturers to expand and strengthen their output. She says the facility, which began accepting applications February 1, has seen strong interest. She says from this program, the bank will consider making more funds available.
Whether through partnerships with other companies like the TVJ, the Exim Bank, the JBDC, who we also partner with, but also looking on our strategic objectives and imperatives. We, depending on how the project is running and depending on the needs of the society, we'll know whether to expand it, go into another sector, etc.
Sagicor is offering a pool of $1 billion for businesses in the value-added sector to retool and expand. Eligible businesses can borrow a maximum of $50 million with an interest rate of 6.5% per annum. JFP, formerly Jamaica Fiberglass Products, plans to list on the Jamaica Stock Exchange through an initial public offer IPO. The entity is offering 280 million shares in the IPO. The IPO and offer for sale of the furniture manufacturing enterprise will open on February 21 and is set to close on February 28. Shares will be offered at the price of 1 per ordinary share, with 1,000 shares being the minimum purchase quantity, with increments of 1,000 shares thereafter. GK Capital Management is the lead broker for the offer, with NCB Capital Market as the selling agent. JFP CEO Metro Siaga shared what the company plans to do with the funds it hopes to raise.
The first thing we're going to do is we're going to pay off our debt. I want to be a completely debt-free company. Then we're going to have some leverage to go out and market our product far and wide. It is my intention to get on my bicycle and start to ride and go to places. We're going to go into the United States and we're going to make sure that we start to tackle that market in a real way. I am just in the process of planning a trip throughout the Caribbean because places like Guyana are building 20 hotels this year. So certainly some of the money is going to go to marketing and promotion of our company.
The Bank of Jamaica has intervened in the foreign currency market for the 8th time since the start of the year. The central bank offered up $30 million in a flash sale this morning. 6 banks and 5 cambios were successful in their bids. National Commercial Bank, JMB Bank, JMB Securities, and Grace Kennedy Currency Trading Services received the majority share. Now this brings to $240 million, the sum pumped into the market by the Bank of Jamaica since 2022. And after the intervention, the Jamaican dollar lost ground on the U.S. currency, nearing the record of $158.03 for $1 US. Well, banks and cambios are selling the U.S. currency for an average $158.02. $126.17 is the going rate for the Canadian dollar and $213.99 for the pound. The euro is costing an average $181.52. The JC index advanced by 314 points today, while the junior market index declined by 93 points. Among the winners were First Rock Capital Holdings US dollar shares, Key Insurance Company, Caribbean Assurance Brokers, Consolidated Bakeries, and the Trans-Jamaican Highway US dollar shares. On the losing side were ISP Finance Services, General Accident Insurance Company, Caribbean Cream, Sterling Investments US dollar shares, and Radio Jamaica. And that's the Business Day. I am Vashan Brown. Have a good evening.